Hey everyone on Facebook, everyone on Periscope, and everyone on Instagram. Welcome. It is Friday, it's 10:30, which means it is time for our weekly live Q&A. I hope you're all great wherever you are. I hope you've had a fantastic week, because obviously it is Friday now. There's a few hours left of the week, and it's that time to be super productive, in my opinion. But obviously a lot of people like that Friday feeling and like to get ready for the weekend. So I hope you guys have some good plans, whatever you're doing. Anyway, we've had a fantastic last month. Obviously we're now in August. July was the record month, the best ever month that Hutchinson Johnstone, I was about to say LA Mansion Tours, that Hutchinson Johnstone has ever had. If you get our emails, and if you guys want to be on our email chain, definitely reach out to us and let us know, and we'll add you to that. But our email went out yesterday at 5:30, and we now, or as of the end of last month, closed over $15 million in residential transactions, which is absolutely amazing. So we are just super grateful to be in the position that we're in after 2.5 years of working together, working with some amazing clients, some incredible people generally, and like our TCs, the escrow companies we work with, all of that. We are so happy, and thank you so much for anyone. If you're ever involved in kind of making our business what it is today, then we thank you so much. But hopefully all of you guys are good and had a good week. Sorry if I'm kind of doing that as a bit of a look at us, look how well we're doing. On the flip side of that, we actually currently have nothing in escrow. So it's been that amazing kind of month where we've closed 5 transactions, and obviously a lot of our time has been put into getting those deals over the line, doing all those things. Hi guys, hi Wonderland, lovely to see you. If you guys have any questions for me, as always, let me know. I'll try and get to them. Obviously we've got some updates. We're going to kind of talk through some of the stuff we've been up to and some of the questions and things in the industry. But if you guys have any questions about real estate, LA, anything like that, being an English kind of ex-real estate agent in London and coming to LA, let me know, because we'd love to always answer your questions. And if you don't want to write it here as well, feel free to DM us on our account, and we will get back to you ASAP. But anyway, amazing month for us. Obviously, we're on the flip side of that right now, where we have nothing in escrow currently, which means over the next 30 days, there's no sort of big paychecks coming in or sort of money that's actually going to generate for our business to put back into advertising, to generate more potential sales. We did close a lease last week, which was really great. And obviously, like, something actually which is our topic we're going to talk about a bit later, but I'm always amazed at sort of the prices of leases in Los Angeles and in certain markets in Los Angeles specifically. It is pretty incredible how expensive properties are. We actually did a lease just on Abbot Kinney Boulevard last week, and that was $5,400 per month for a 2-bed, not massive, 1,400 square feet, beautiful property, amazing location, but obviously that's a lot of money when it sort of adds up. You're paying like 60 grand a year basically just to live in a 2-bed apartment, which is a lot of money, and after tax that's normally about an $80,000 a year salary. So that's just on your living situation, nothing else at all. So that's definitely something that if you guys have any takes on that, any questions, let us know, because it's something that I'm looking at it now, and going on to the article later you'll probably kind of see and understand why we're looking into this so much. But definitely something to watch out for. There are not many affordable areas in LA to live anymore. Thank you very much for the comment. I've got an amazing voice. Well, the English accent it obviously goes down very well here. As you can see, I'm obviously in my suit as I am in every day, wear my red socks every day, and I play up to that Englishness as much as I can, because obviously I am English. I really love my heritage and my culture, but it translates so well in LA. People love the accent. They like the Harry Potter-esque kind of nature of that. So I'm going to continue to do it. But if you guys think I look stupid, and especially at this time of year when it's this hot, I'm definitely getting pretty warm out there in the sun, kind of jumping from AC controlled area to AC controlled area. Anyway, we've got a lot of actually showings lined up as well, so I'm really excited for the future. It is that little bit that lull, that August kind of time of year, where obviously a lot of people are on holiday, or the kids have come out of school. So we definitely are in that little bit of lull sort of area where it's a lot harder to get showings arranged, get deals sort of agreed for our clients, and to sort of find the best properties, because during that summer break sometimes some listing agents will take their properties off the market. What is a core starting point for a young aspiring agent that isn't yet licensed? That's a really good question, and it's actually a very good question that we get asked a lot on our Instagram DMs. A lot of people obviously see what we're doing, and we're trying to kind of document our story of what we're trying to do with our real estate careers, and they would like to get an idea of how do you kind of get to the position that we're in, and hopefully the position that we're going to be in 10 years. Now, obviously, in most of the states in America, in the US, and definitely in California, you need to get a real estate license. Now, that obviously requires studying. You need to do 3 modules, finance. I'm trying to think back on the actual titles of the modules, but anyway, you get the modules done. You then obviously have to send it in to the state and to get your California real estate license exam lined up. Now, a lot of people obviously want to do that, but it is a little bit of a long process, I would say, because unfortunately you have to wait until they give you the exam date, and you have to spend, I think it's 40 hours on each module before you can actually pass them. So we get asked that question a lot, and I think it's a great question. My advice generally is get into the industry as much as you possibly can. So my real thing is, if you know the market that you want to target, find the agent who is the number 1 agent, or the number 1 to the number 5 agents, reach out to them and just explain your situation. I'm studying for my real estate license. I really want to get into real estate. I have a passion for it, and I would absolutely love to just shadow you around, work as your intern, because what you will learn is that a huge amount of people have real estate agent licenses in these states, and about 90% of the business is done by about 10% of the brokers. So people do occasional deals, and they'll do it as a part-time kind of thing alongside another job, but the real top agents dominate the business. So if you can get some real close shadowing time to those people, learn how they do their day-to-day and what is successful for them, that will give you a massive leg up once you get your real estate license. Obviously, for a lot of people, they want to, as soon as they got their license, go and work as an assistant for someone, may give you a salary, a bit more guaranteed income while you're kind of trying to cut your teeth and get to know what works. But my advice is find the agent that you respect in the market you're trying to target, and spend that time going to see them, going to spend as much time shadowing them around for free, give them value, and get the value back in return of just getting that sort of face-to-face experience. It also builds your network. That agent will have hundreds of agents within the market that they've done deals with and that they know very well. If you are, when you're going into meetings, listing presentations, seeing how they conduct themselves, but also meeting those contacts, when you're agreeing and negotiating offers, you've already got an understanding with that person. That's a huge advantage in the industry that we're in. So hopefully that's useful, GBM. I think you actually DM'd me earlier today, so if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help in any way that we can. Big on the karma thing, put good things out there, good things come back. We're in this thing for a long time. We've done $27 million in residential real estate sales this year so far, but I really want to do 60 million. So we're still off that, and seeing as we're in the 8th month out of 12 of this year, we need to get moving. So on that August thing, I'm not going to allow that to be a lull time of the year for us to go on holiday. Obviously, I was in Canada last week if you follow our stream, but I am not that interested particularly in taking any time off. I think consistency is everything in this business, and so we're really trying to get as much done as we can in August, and trying to kind of get an edge on our competition, because we are competing for the same business in the same market. On that as well, actually, we had a weekly meeting this week on Wednesday. Our manager was actually saying that July, the transaction volume actually slowed quite a bit. So I've heard that actually, and I don't have a kid at the moment, hopefully I will do in the future, but I heard that there was a little bit of a change with kids' holidays and kind of bringing them a bit earlier. And so that may have actually made that lull month a bit more July than it is August. If any of you guys are real estate agents out here, I'd love your opinion on that. Is it the same in your market? Are you in LA? Are you seeing the same kinds of things? But I'm hoping that actually August is kind of a good month, because we're back, we're working, and we're trying to do some stuff. Anyway, so obviously we did $50 million in July, amazing. It was also the first month that we closed 2 deals, or more than 2 deals, in major cities. So one of the deals that we closed was in Tiburon, just outside of San Francisco. Incredible views, beautiful property, and we're really trying to become international brokers, so building that network within those different areas. So I'm really happy that we're closing multiple deals. Obviously they're all in California. We have referred a lot of business out in the past to other states, but we're not licensed there. But actually I'm really excited to just expand across California and hopefully be doing business in all of the markets, not just in LA and in West LA where we kind of focused. Hey in Ukraine, lovely to see you. My wife's Katie Official, if any of you guys want to follow someone. She's always asking my following. She destroys me on following. She's got 100,000 for her business, but definitely go and check out what she does. It's a pretty awesome swimwear line based in our house, where I am now, and actually she's been going for 2 years and it is doing incredibly well, and she puts out some awesome content, so a bit of a plug there for my wife. So hopefully you guys can check her out. Anyway, many of you may have known, but I always do Pink Shirt Fridays. Now, I have to apologise because obviously I am not wearing a pink shirt. I brought the pink tie as a bit of a little, I don't know how you call it, a bit of a step down, but unfortunately all of my pink shirts are in the dry cleaners. Got back from holiday from Canada last week and obviously completely forgot to get all of my clothes into the dry cleaners early enough, so definitely not a great thing to do. Hey, in Germany, I think voice is so slow. I think that may be a joke because I am speaking very quickly. I'm really trying to get a lot of these weekly Q&As into a 15-minute segment, and we have a lot to talk about because then I can actually share it and put it out there onto Instagram TV so you guys can enjoy it later if you want to come back and watch anything, or you can share it with your friends. Let me know if you're watching Instagram TV. That's something we're putting out some more content on. If you watch our LA Mansion tours on Tuesdays, we actually just put out Instagram TV edits onto our thing. I'm actually uploading another one just after this, but let us know if you're actually watching it because it's obviously a new thing. We are quite excited about what it offers, but obviously if no one is there watching it, it is quite difficult. Wonderland, George the Pomeranian, unfortunately for me, is actually heading to Canada right now with my wife. She's going back up there for a couple of days, so she's going to be back on Monday, but I'm really sorry I cannot show you George today, so unfortunately you're going to have to wait until next week's Q&A or follow our story because we post a ton of stuff about this little fluffy Pomeranian called George that we love so much. Anyway, nothing in escrow currently, I've mentioned. We've got a lot of showings lined up, so that is definitely a positive thing. I'm always kind of in that mindset of, oh no, what are we going to do? We haven't got anything in escrow, but definitely like the business generation and lining up those showings is that next sort of step to doing more business. So we've got a lot of those lined up. I've got one this afternoon, I've got two on Monday, none this weekend at the moment, and actually no open houses, but definitely is something we're focusing more and more on. What have I missed? Global Food Quest, a lot, but don't worry, we'll upload this later and you can catch back up on the live stream, but let us know if you have any questions because we'd love to answer those. Okay, so I've gone through that. Okay, so finally I'm going to talk about an article. Actually, I had a really good conversation with a guy called Daniel Daggers yesterday. Follow him on Instagram if you can. He's a London broker, works for Knight Frank. They're teamed up with Douglas Elliman out here, who are a great broker as well, who we respect a lot. He is really interesting guy. He's worked in the industry for 20 years. But he was actually explaining to me how he thinks how real estate is changing in sort of big changes in the way that there'll be a lot less owners of property. It seems to me that renting is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. We found this article in Curbed LA this morning, which was saying LA's rate of home ownership is one of the lowest in the nation. So I think it's actually number 4. It's actually behind, I believe, Miami, New York, and Boston. And then actually Long Beach, which is another city just south of LA, is the 5th. So it's a pretty big kind of portion of that kind of low home ownership that's in there. And I believe that it's actually about 65% of homeowners, people living in property in LA are renting and are not, do not own the property. Now, we spoke earlier about the expensive rent prices in LA, how expensive it is to rent a 2-bed. That's $5,000 a month for a 2-bed in the markets that we work. Then that's obviously very difficult to save up for a deposit. Now, obviously, a lot of banks, they want a 20% deposit minimum on a property that you're going to buy, and the prices are $1 million plus on a lot of these homes. So it kind of explains it in a certain way, but I'd definitely like any of your guys' input on that. Definitely let us know if you've got any thoughts on that, if you think there's ways of correcting it or not. We have rent control in LA where if you've lived in a property for a certain amount of time, they can only raise your rent by a certain amount, which I'm in a little bit of mixed emotions about. Obviously, I think it helps the situation slightly, but equally if I've bought an asset that I spent a lot of money on and it's one of my biggest kind of assets that I want to sort of either sell or do whatever I'm going to do with, I think that the owner really should have the onus on what they want to do with the property and the value of the rent that they're going to get. Obviously, if you try and charge too much that people aren't going to pay, then it's going to sit on the market. So love your guys' take on that as well. But I'm going to round it up. We're going to have a big weekend. I've got showings this afternoon. Hopefully you guys are enjoying our content. Check out our Instagram TV because we've got some edits of the LA Mansion tours going up. We'll be back next Tuesday as well with another LA Mansion tours. But let us know if there's anything you guys want to see. We're going to try and do some more vlogging of like the day-to-day, going into meetings, going to showings. Hopefully have someone follow us around with a camera, and we're always looking for content editors. So if you know someone who is looking to get into real estate, build a portfolio, we may pay them some money or we may just kind of try and do it as a collaboration, but definitely let us know because that is something we are trying to do, is really get out the message of what we're trying to do, hopefully tell the story and make it interesting and engaging content for you. Anyway, hope you guys are great. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your Friday, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.